Who is Percy?
What?
Who is this Percy you talk of?
Percy?
Percy.
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 Oh, gosh.
And Clyde's Google.
Yeah, it's a
Dunk,
good call,
YouTube.
Joe.
It is. Bastards.
I think it'll be a short show.
I don't know.
Relatively. I did put, by the way, a schedule up on Twitch now. It's just basically say we broadcast every Sunday. I never realized we didn't have that on there.
Podcast is live.
Oh, we're live.
Yep. Checking
Still on
sound.
numbers.
Check sound. Check.
Caw, caw, caw. That help?
No, and your camera is jump. Your
I don't know what to tell you, dude. I
It's better now. Weird. Just don't lean forward. And Kim, you're real high up.
don't lean forward.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly? I think we're just getting started. Medic! I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
He sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 740 of the Overseas Connection podcast. It is July 2nd, 2023, and we are bringing the heat on this show today. It's the hot one. Just days before our annual celebration of kicking the Brits out of the U.S., which everybody should celebrate that. We do this every Sunday, 9 p.m. in the UK, 1 p.m. on the West Coast, 4 p.m. on the East Coast. And if you happen to be in the Central Time Zone, we're sorry, first and
Right.
foremost. But also, we're 3 p.m. there. We're on Twitch. We're on YouTube. I am your host, court jester today, Greg DeLacy. Again, gamertag Murphy's Law, OC_Murphy's Law on Twitter. And joining me today, Lord Tate, coming down from high atop Bellamina, northern Mexico. Robin.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? How are you? Sorry I couldn't make the show last week, but sure, things. Yeah, how are you all? It's here. Nice to be on the show. So, show.
Yeah.
Time for a show.
Doing
It's a show.
show.
So.
Joe.
Also on the show, the queen of mischief.
Ah!
Oh.
I'll go with that.
Yes, Miss Kim Woods on the
Don't panic.
podcast, hailing from somewhere I don't know.
Oh, well,
Mississippi-ish, no, Missouri-ish,
I was going to say Mississippi.
Kansas City.
What?
Yeah, I always get Mississippi, Kansas, and Missouri confused, which sacrilege, I know.
All right. Well, I don't know about sacrilege, but that's a little further south than I am. And, well, you wouldn't find, well, I don't know. You might find me down there. It's hard to tell.
At least I
There's
didn't say
Kim Woods
Minnesota.
everywhere. Thank God for that, because Minnesota's got some really bad winters. I thought ours were bad, but no, Minnesota's is worse. Anyway, hello, that is me at GamerGirl27, and I'm just happy to be here. So there you go.
Excellent. All right. Well, now that we are all here, we're going to talk video games. We're going to talk about life, just stuff that's been going on. This is a community podcast, and for the most part, I say the most part because we do have some young listeners, but we
do?
tend to be older, wiser. We could buy our own beer, and we take pride in that.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's the skinny of it. Outside of America having her birthday coming up, I don't think we have any additional birthdays to celebrate. So,
I'll check.
Yeah, we'll check. But I mean, most important, the U.S. is celebrating her birthday, and
Indeed.
so, and oddly, we call it a her. I don't know why. Just could be a him. Well, I never checked under the fur.
Oh, hold on a second. Mike Higgins' birthday. He was 54 years old yesterday. The 1st of July. Isn't that cool?
That is a
1st
good day
of
to be born.
July.
1st of July.
That's fantastic. And that's it, yeah. And other
All right.
important people that don't play games and have no idea about this podcast. Happy birthday, Mike. How you? Yeah, happy
Right.
birthday to you.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
That's all you get, Mike.
Hooray, it's story time. Hooray, it's story time. I'm so glad to be with
right, so we're going to get into a little story time now. We're going to talk about what's been going on. First of all, I have to ask, what is the weather like in northern Mexico, Robin?
It's 14 degrees right now.
14, and that's, I'm assuming, Celsius. That would be very cold if it was.
Let's
not.
see.
Right, otherwise,
What is that in your money?
I don't know. Kim, could you do that calculation in your head,
Yes.
please? Isn't it like
14 Celsius?
14? You have to add 30 and then subtract 5 or something.
Alexa,
like that.
what's
Isn't that the
14
way it always works?
degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
14 degrees Celsius is 57.2 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's awful. Our good weather is gone. The last week has been terrible, and I was at home all day today. Judith was out. It's a big church thing that she goes to. It's what they call their convention, and it happens once a year, and it's morning, afternoon, and into the early evening. And I had the jazz minster, Diva, and Little Finn all day today, and Joshua, well, he slept it and then came and played Formula 1 game for a while. And trying to get them, keeping them occupied all day and try to get outside, and then the rain came on and there was mega showers, and you're moving your camera, Kim. And
Sorry.
so I have to say it's been a very stressful day with a lot of stuff that was going on. In other stuff that I'm involved in as well, and I was just so glad to get through the day. I mean, you can put them in front of an iPad and TV and stuff for so long, but you have to do other stuff with them as well. So
you do have to pay attention to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guilty of that myself.
Yeah,
Cartoons can only go so far.
Yeah, well, I mean, I turned my eyes, and she had Judith's nail polish out, and she had everything. Fingers were beautifully nail polished, absolutely fantastic.
Here.
And then at one stage, she had one of the breakfast bar stools raised to its highest point and had been climbing up on it and stood up on it with her hands up in the air, shaking like you just don't care. Look at me! Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, fabulous day. But it's a day. It was a day.
It is just a day.
It is a day.
Kim, what's the weather like in your neck of the woods?
Let me see. I can tell you. Because
You're building
it
up to
says
something
it's,
here, DeLacy, aren't you?
79, but it feels like 91. So.
You're
Okay,
building up to something here. You are building up
There
to
is
something.
a reason I'm asking about this. You know that, right?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Because currently it is 102 degrees here.
Uh-huh.
It is going to hit 108 at 6 p.m. today.
Punishment.
Now, to put that in perspective,
Punishment.
in funny money time calculations, that's 39 degrees Celsius, and it will be a whopping 42 at the height at 6 p.m.
Okay, good. Slap it up,
I
yeah.
think that the entirety of the UK would die.
Yeah, we would.
Probably,
Literally
yes.
die.
I would agree.
Yeah, I mean, there's still people running around in shorts at the moment and t-shirts in our place. I mean,
I cannot fathom having any kind of pants on. Did you see that, Robin? Didn't need to see that. Although, thank you for the crotch shot. All right, Kim, what's been going on with you?
Oh, we've had some storms here the last few days. It was
Okay.
It's been rainy. Very
rainy.
very
I'm
rainy.
jealous.
Yes. Yeah, lots of rain. I mean, we needed the rain because we were having severe drought type conditions, but I didn't expect I don't know how much rain we actually got, but it was enough that we had a little bit of a roof leak for a little bit because of just the amount of rain coming in at one time. So, yeah. It would be nice if that would kind of lessen a little bit, but other than that, it's been all right. I mean, my uncle who lives north of me, the storm blew his direction and he had some trees knocked down and stuff like that. So we missed that part of it, thank God. But
It's good.
So that's a good part.
Missing damage to your home is always a positive.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
by the way, hold on, wait.
Right.
I'm getting a quick notification.
yeah.
Kim, did you realize that the expansion card works with the Series S console?
I'm
Just wanna
glad
make
you
sure.
asked. I'm glad you asked. Yeah, no, actually, I didn't know, and this has been a butt of some joke in the WhatsApp group this week. But no, I did not actually know that, and this is bad. Because, see, what started all this is I got Anthony the S. And he's been complaining because he plays a lot of big games like Fortnite, Call of Duty, that sort of thing. And he's been complaining because he's had to shuffle them around to either the external hard drive or he's had to, uninstall them or whatever. So he's been kind of grumbling at me that, he doesn't have enough room on it, which I kind of saw coming. So I got to thinking about it, and I almost pulled the trigger on the new 1 terabyte one that's coming out this fall. And then I got thinking, well, I wonder if the expansion cards from the Series X work with the S, because you think
Right.
And I don't know why I didn't think about that at first, but yes, apparently.
I'm really happy you posted that in our chat. That was yeah.
You and
'Cause,
everyone else.
If you just bothered actually just doing some, you would have figured it out. You would have been
Right.
good. But thank you for doing that, because that gave us all a level of laughter midweek.
Right, I know,
It was
right?
good fun.
I mean, it was, I Googled it and they're like, oh, yeah, it'll work. And I'm like, well, son of a bitch, there's my cheapish option. I mean, because there's still $150 or something like that for the one terabyte.
Right.
But, compared to the 1 terabyte or the $150 compared to the, $350 the new one's going to be,
Yeah.
I'm thinking, And for what I got the S4 for him for his birthday, I think I can justify the extra $150. So.
There you go. Go for it. You do all right.
Right,
Love it.
So, his new expansion card's coming this week, so he'll be tickled that he no longer has to uninstall Fortnite, only to have to reinstall Fortnite because then he wants to play Fortnite. So, because he was mad at me anyway, because I made him uninstall the campaign for COD because he hasn't touched it since we started playing multiplayer. And I'm like, well, then uninstall that because you don't need to play it, or you're not playing it. So that'll save you some room. But then he got mad at me because I had him uninstall it. Because he's like, well, what if I want to go back and play it again? Reinstall it like most
Suck it up,
people?
Buttercup.
Right?
Now I'm gonna blow your mind also.
Right.
You can actually plug in a portable SSD and just a portable hard drive. Doesn't have to be an SSD, and you can move games onto that.
Oh, I've been telling him
then
that too,
move
but
them
he
back and
seems to
forth.
think
Okay.
that takes forever as well.
Okay.
So it's easy 10-year-old. Trying to explain
fair
things sometimes is just
It's like talking to Robin. I know.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry. Just a second. Hello? Yes.
He doesn't realize he's not muted.
Okay. I'll
Right.
tell her now. Sorry, that was
Here we
the
go.
help desk saying that you can fit the Xbox expansion cards. So that's going to be really handy. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Well played,
Yeah,
Robin. Well
because we're gonna
played.
spot one.
I know. I
Anyway.
bought into it too. He's getting a call. He doesn't know he's muted. What are we gonna learn? What secrets are gonna come from this call?
Right, we should have known. But anyway, like
Okay.
everybody else, well, except for our friends on the other side of the pond, I'm all excited about the 4th. As a matter of fact, we're a little weird because we're gonna celebrate ours tomorrow because that's when the restaurant up the road's gonna have their big 4th of July extravaganza. So that's what we're doing. So
I mean, honestly,
Right.
if the English people really stopped and think about it, the booting you out of the U.S. was probably a blessing in disguise. Um,
right.
Unintended positive consequence for you. Because imagine if you were trying to deal with all this crap under your roof.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Anyway,
All
that's it
right.
for me, so.
Okay. Robin, you have a couple things on here. I figure we'll do a little back and forth. Where do you want to start with?
Okay, so I wasn't here last week because we've had a hell of a time over the last 2 weeks with one of our foster children, a situation that we had never ever thought we'd ever be in, with a long-term foster person that has had to be removed from the house. And thankfully, we still care for this young chap very much, and will still be involved in some level. But the thing that happened meant that he could no longer be with us.
Right.
And a family member has came forward now, and which makes it really good because he's not in another foster home. He is back with a family member, and that helps us as well, just mentally and every other way. So we wish him luck. We'll be in touch. But our minds were in a tizzy right up to the every service, from social service to policing to everything, has been involved, and some of that is still going on. But we're happy that part of this has been resolved, and from literally Friday morning when this news sort of broke to us about 11 o'clock that this situation that was impossible to happen was going to happen. It's lifted a great weight off our minds. So that it's still ongoing, but it's getting a awful lot better. So thank you very, very much for bearing with me there. Okay, so that was that. Yeah, thank you guys. You've been wonderful. Thank you.
I just need to know.
Yes.
Just fuck off. Let's talk about this.
That was what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Yeah,
Okay.
life
All right.
life
Fair
could
enough.
just fuck off.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So
I get that.
we had some friends over last night, and I was helping it to completely fuck off, I went and bought a nice bottle of Bumbu. God, that stuff's getting expensive. £36 for a bottle of Bumbu. And my friend Adrian and I, if you remember, Adrian and I fell asleep at 9 o'clock one evening when we were out with the girls earlier on this year. The same chap. Well, we pretty much polished that bottle of Bumbu off between us last night and a few glasses of wine. So I woke up with a mouth like leather this morning.
At least this time, though, you did it smartly. You were at your house, so you couldn't be late for something because you were there.
I think we were drugged that night. I think there's no way both of us could have just flaked out after like 2.5 hours. We hadn't. I mean, we had maybe 4 or 5 pints and 5 shorts each. I mean, it wasn't. Well, that's quite a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So Anyway, so that was. We had a good night's fun last night. Joshua is now back at the house. His little place in Belfast is finished, so he's adjusting, and that'll be hard for him, I think, for a while. So he'll be here as long as he has to be, I would assume, at 23 years old.
Is this you chain him down in the basement, correct?
Pretty much.
That's the
Pretty
adjustment?
much. He's in the basement.
Okay.
That's what Dad does to me on some weekends. Chains me down in the basement. You know.
Yeah.
Robin, do you have any places? I know Kim's not really into wine, so I'm not going to bother asking the question to Kim. Although Kim, you can chime in on this.
All right.
Do you have any places to go wine tasting? Like in a traditional
it's funny actually. You were mentioned. Our friends were over last night. This Adrian and Devon, and you were mentioned actually last night because a gift for Judith's birthday. I'm sending her away next weekend. Actually, next weekend. She should be back in time. I'm one of our foster kids, who she was 16 when she was here, is now all grown up. She's now a social worker. She lives in Manchester, and she just had her first baby. Judith's going over for her birthday. I'm sending her to Manchester next Friday. She'll be back on Sunday. But anyway, why am I going there? I have no idea. So you came up last night. We were talking about where to go wine tasting and stuff like that, and I'd mentioned a time I'd done a tasting tour in San Francisco in a stretch limo, and after the 3rd or 4th vineyard it was, I don't want to hear the story, just give me the drink. And Judith mentioned that friends of ours, Greg and Cindy, went on wine tasting trips quite a lot. Is there anywhere we can go on wine tasting here? Yes, it's called the Off License, and we go there and we buy bottles of wine and we bring them home and taste them. No, not really. There are no vineyards. I mean, there might be some.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Robin, here is your reminder. Expansion cards can be used on the Xbox.
Oh, right. Okay. Thanks, Alexa.
Brilliant.
I love you all, the girl.
Alexa, stop. Darn! Wow, it's come from everywhere.
That was really good.
No, not. I mean, there might be some very small, specific vineyards that are small that are growing a grape, but we don't really have the climate here. In the south of England, yes, there would be some vineyards there. They do make some Damson wines and stuff like that there from Damson's, which is I think it comes. Is it Mundy's or Buckfast or something? It's made from a local berry here. It's the sort of stuff that is you drink when you're 14 and 15, or the little drunk man walking around the street will have in a brown paper bag, a bottle of Mundy's. Yeah, bottle of Mundy's. But no.
Okay.
No. The closest we get is our wine box delivery from.
Actually, believe it or not, living in the middle of nowhere, yes, we have a few places. I mean, you have to travel a little bit, but yeah, according to Google, there are quite a few places. So, as a matter of fact, when we went to pick up the boys or even drop them off on our way over, I think it's around Trenton, Missouri, or somewhere in there, they have actually a winery over there that you can do wine tastings and stuff with. So,
All right.
yeah,
Okay.
there are a
Awesome.
few around here. So,
Well, and this might this is going to add to that, but
Right.
not only do we have a lot of wineries now, but the new big thing are microbreweries opening up, where you can go and do flight tasting of the different microbrews.
that
So
would
we
be
have a
good.
place called Goat House near us. There's a few different microbrew. I'll just call it, for lack of a better way, it's not winery. It's just a pub.
Right.
Pubs, but they're really just the facility, and then they have a little tasting room set up for it as well, which is just,
Whiskey
fun.
now.
It's different.
Whiskey. We can go whiskey tasting.
Oh,
Now that I would
That's
be
a
up
man
for.
after my own heart.
Yeah, Bushmills whiskey
go.
just up the road. Yeah, absolutely. And there's gin. There's plenty of places to make
Just
whiskeys
make sure we
and
take an Uber
gins.
or something to roll my ass out because after a while.
Yeah, and then the what was the lovely, and they've stopped making it, Kim. That you got it was an import. Feckin,
Feckin? Yeah,
the
Feckin's
Feckin
nice.
stuff. Now it's made in the Ards Peninsula. It's just outside Belfast. It's made down there, and so there's lots of really good Belfast gin. Lots of really good gins and whiskies all around here. So and gin is a big thing now with lots of people. So
I don't like gin.
yeah,
I've never had gin, believe it or not. So
Oh.
You're not missing much.
okay.
I would disagree there. You get some lovely gins, and these nice flavored gins now are really good.
I would disagree as well.
I know you like stuff with foam and stuff like that there, and freaking
Stuff with
umbrellas.
foam.
It has to have an umbrella and a foam and sparkler in
I
it.
do like a good umbrella drink. You can't argue with that. Let's see. Has anybody been watching anything lately? Anything good worth noting?
Gunsmoke, but I don't
Doesn't
think we want
count,
to talk
Kim.
about that. Yeah.
It's over 50 years old. We can't
Right.
talk about Gunsmoke.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well, can we talk about Logan's Run then?
Maybe.
I watched Logan's Run while doing the ironing this morning. It's a very, very old movie. It must be 50 years old now. It was
Well, there was the movie, but wasn't there a series as
yeah,
well?
yeah, it was. Yeah,
That was god awful.
yeah. The movie is very 70s. There's boobs in it, which is good, and naked
Hey,
bums.
there you
Boobs is
go.
always good. That's
Yeah,
a positive. You know
it's
what's a good series to watch if you haven't seen it is the remake of Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah, it's fabulous.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
There's-
actually
there's four-
contemplating breaking out. I've got the box DVD set of the entire seasons. And
I think I have them all on Amazon. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, Starbuck is reimagined as a girly, yeah, and she's a fantastic character because she's also
Feisty.
in the news of the Star Wars stuff,
Yeah.
No, really,
I
really
had a
good.
thing for the alien, the clone or whatever you want
Cylons.
to call her. Yeah, the Cylon. Yeah. I would let her kill me. I don't care. It would be worth it.
Oh yeah. It's actually very good to go and watch it. I actually started a few months ago and watched maybe a few episodes again, but especially the first episode is very, very interesting. It's very, very good. And now towards the very end of all of it, was it 4th or 5th seasons, it did get a bit drama.
Yeah.
But it's still, the first few seasons are absolutely fabulous. They're really, really good. I did go to the cinema a week or so ago to see the new Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse film.
Yes. How was it?
I didn't really like the first one. I know people go, "Oh, it's the best thing ever. It's fantastic. It's wonderful," and it was all right. It was just so much
Right.
I agree with you.
so
I
much
agree
going
with you.
on. It's so fast. It's like
Here was my issue with the Spider-Verse, and I don't know what they do in this new Spider-Verse, but my big complaint with the first Spider-Verse was I liked the different characters coming from different universes.
Yeah.
With the exception of fucking Porky Pig Spider-Man. That was dumb.
Oh.
It was ridiculously stupid,
Oh.
and it angered me so much that they
Okay.
injected
I'm
what
gonna give some
was
spoilers.
clearly
Spoilers.
a cartoon character, not a person from a different dimension or something. It was just like, this is dumb. It's dumb. I hate it.
Okay.
I want it to burn in hell.
Okay. Well, they did that, and so some spoilers for Spider-Verse. Spider senses. You can switch off for a second. I'm going to speak about Spider-Verse spoilers for a minute. At one point, Spider-Man from all different multiverses arrive. Loads and loads of them. The new character in this is a girl. She's a female Spider-Man person. Spider, her, he, her, she, ha. But he ends up going to Spider-Verse City. And there's like a billion Spider-Man from all different realities and everything from cartoons to dinosaurs to dinosaur Spider-Man to you name it. Thomas the Tank Engine Spider-Man, just every version of Spider-Man
They're all
under the sun, and they all end up chasing our character, and it gets so wacky. It's if you were to go to the loo and come back in again, you would be completely and utterly just lost.
Did that happen to you, Robin?
No, I did stay
you
awake.
go to the loo?
I did stay awake. No, I'm sponsored by Tenna, so I'm okay now. So it's all right. So I watched it. It was good, and the kids liked it, but peel back the layers a bit more, make it a bit more basic. The first one started slowly, and then it got really, really wacky towards the end. And the first one at the beginning was pretty good. Story, bad uncle, but then it got wackier and wackier and wackier, and then that big massive scene with a massive hadron collider going everywhere and everybody going in and out of different universes and stuff. It was like this one from about 20 minutes in was like the ending of the first one for an hour and a half. I tell you what I did watch, tried to watch, and was the new Avatar movie.
Oh, the new Avatar movie.
The Into the Water came available on Disney Plus, and I started to watch it, and I'm going, oh my goodness! I paused at one time. Judith, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Let's see how much is left.
Me? Is it me, or was it just like it was the remake of the first movie, just kind of
with kids, and
and
teenagers and water, and
Yeah.
far too friggin' long.
Yes.
I mean, we paused it, and I
was
see
very long.
there's like an hour and a half. I mean, I thought we were well into it, like maybe an hour and 3/4 in, and it looks like there's an hour and a half left. I went, I don't know if I'm ever going to go back to that. It just looked like somebody showing off fancy graphics. It just, no.
Well, that they were. It does look good.
Yeah.
But I did find it being. It was just kind of like the same story, just regurgitated again.
Yeah.
You know, humans bad, revenge.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So 2 movies that were positive. Last night we watched Benjamin Buttons. I had never seen that.
Well, that's
movie.
good. That's good.
Yeah, quite good. It oddly got me very emotional thinking about family and end of life and things. So that was a weird
Well, you're getting close.
side note to that movie. But it's a very good movie. I had never seen it before. I'm very, very glad I did watch it. Brad Pitt does a really good job in it. The CGI work in that is amazing too. And speaking of CGI work, I went and saw the new Indiana Jones movie.
Ooh, okay.
Please tell
And
me it's
so
good.
I saw that opening night. I quite liked it.
Good.
Awesome, good.
It was a good, fun summer popcorn type movie.
Yeah, okay. It's not going to win an
I don't
Oscar.
think it's winning any Academy Awards.
Yeah, but for what it is,
but-
good. Good.
and a good final movie for Harrison Ford, because we know at this point he's not making another Indiana Jones movie.
Right.
But the CGI work in that is fantastic,
Okay.
especially because they do use it to portray him at one point, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to do any more spoilers to it.
Yeah.
But I like the story. I thought it was good, and it was definitely an improvement over Crystal Skulls. So.
Good deal. I was a little worried.
Good.
Oh, I think critics were pretty harsh, especially like I know one critic was actually angry about the CGI, and I was just like,
shut up.
The CGI work was great.
Shut
I
up.
was
Right.
like, you know, it's a bombastic, you know, big action movie, and they do a good job of bringing that and delivering that. So well done.
Good deal.
I would definitely say go see it in the cinema. It was worth it. And it was funny because at first we were in there and it was the theater was kind of empty at first, but I had noticed all the pre-ticket sales, you know, all the seats were taken, but everybody got to that theater, I think like literally 5 minutes in.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Sorry. Yes, banana. The expansion ports, the cards they filled. The banana says the expansion cards can be used again, Kim. Yeah, very good. 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 All right. Other stuff. So Bongo Racing stickers arrived, which is cool. Sets of Bongo Racing stickers.
Excellent. When are you sending Bongo t-shirts to all of us?
Right?
Do you know what? Some of my fantastic members are making. I am waiting for the first samples of Bongo t-shirts, a polo shirt and an ordinary t-shirt to arrive. They'll probably arrive this week, which is fantastic. It's kind of weird. So that's kind of cool. I did come rushing in here, and I will talk a little bit more. I was invited to an invitational race tonight with a company called Wheelnap Designs. And Wheelnap have designed my new liveries for my Bongo Racing cars. And it's a French guy, Laurent, and he is hosted an event there tonight with professional drivers, real drivers who he also, because he designs the liveries for proper real racing cars. But he also does this for a set of Corsa Competizione Pizza. And I've worked quite closely with him over the next while. And when we get to the gaming section, I'll show you some of that stuff. So I had popped into there. I'd done a race with those guys, with people from all over America, and there's all of the joint. And that was very, very nice to be invited along. So I was invited as a customer. So I came straight off that into here. And I'll maybe pop back and see how they're getting on later on, because it's a really nice to get in with some of these really top guys. I'll show you the images later, but my remit to him is I wanted the cars to look absolutely fantastic and professional from a distance, and then when you zoomed in on them, you could see that they're hilarious. And I'll show you the photographs of those a little bit later on, because I think they've come out fantastically well. Busy with work, traveling tomorrow. And Germans over, at all sorts of people over the last couple of weeks. It's kind of nutty. I'm Mr. International as far as companies that I'm working with at the moment.
That's good.
So
expanding your horizons.
And you guys, are off now. So this is the July 4th weekend. So you are off on Monday and Tuesday.
Kim's not.
Just Monday.
I'm not.
Oh right, okay.
Kim has
so
to
your
work.
sister's going out to have a good time, and you're not.
Probably.
Yeah.
No, she's
Basically.
gonna work, so I have to
Yeah,
work.
oddly, my work is taking Monday off as well, so I have Monday and Tuesday off, which is nice.
Oh, that's
so,
nice. That's lovely.
Speaking of wine tasting, that's what we're going to go do tomorrow.
Why did you bring the wine tasting thing up, by the way?
Just because we'd gone wine tasting yesterday, and I was just curious if you guys had the ability to do wine tasting near you, because it is such a fun thing to do. It's a great date night kind of event, although it's a day thing, not a night thing.
Well,
but it's just
nighttime
a great
for
time.
me.
Yeah, because
go
you
out
spend the
and-
rest of the nighttime being hungover, or at least that's
Well,
me.
yeah.
So
Hey, Kim, Amazon, I'm telling you, Party Smart, that little capsule does the trick.
all right,
Yeah.
I'll remember that.
Yeah, my powders work a treat.
Also, yes, Robin takes powders and a little bit under the armpits. It's all good.
Oh,
All right. Hey, we should talk about video games.
We should.
Shall we play a game?
I want to play a game.
You are one pathetic loser. Speaking of, I'm not going to go there.
You were gonna
Just
call me a
kidding.
loser, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. I would never call you a loser. Hey, Kim, expansion cards work on the S Series S. Kim, though, we do need to know. We do absolutely need to know
Right.
what we are going to get for free because we've already paid for it.
Okay, I can tell you because I already filled these all out earlier, so I'm on the stick. Alrighty,
Did not need to know that.
all right. Your games of gold for July, which the Veil is still out till the 15th, so you can still pick up that one. Starting yesterday to the 31st, you can pick up Darkwood, which is a survival horror thing, which I will definitely not be picking up. And then we have When the Past Was Around, which will be out July 16th through August 15th. So that's your games with gold for July, and whatever. I'm kind of to that point. I don't want to sound like all the others before. They're like, oh, they suck. But yeah, I didn't even pick up last month's, so I probably won't pick up this month's either.
it's sad.
Yeah.
Right.
So many games. It must
All
be
right.
so hard to be a developer these days.
PlayStation Plus for July, which looks decidedly better than your games with gold. We have Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War for the PS5 and PS4, Alan Wake Remastered for the 5 and the 4, and Endling Extinction,
Easy
not
for
extension,
you to say.
right? Extinction is Forever for the PS5 and PS4, which I almost picked up on Xbox. Now I'm kind of glad I didn't. So there you
Nice.
go. Yep. Your Prime games for July is Cook, Serve, Delicious 3, Nary, Tower of Shirin, Witchwood, Lunar Axe, and then they're having a Prime thing because of Prime Days this month. So they're giving away Prey, Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition, Shovel Knight Showdown, and Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. So
Nice.
there you
Okay.
go there,
All right.
right? And then your Prime games for July so far, we have from the 29th to the 6th, The Dungeon of Nahul Beck, maybe? An amulet, right? We'll go with that. The Amulet of Chaos, and then from July 6th to July 13th, we'll have Grime. So there you go. That's your free games for what we've got going right now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I keep forgetting about Prime Days coming up.
Yeah, what 11th and 12th, I think.
Something like
So,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
It's basically day to spend more money day. Yay.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah. Robin will be shopping heavily on that day. You know it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. Prime Day? Oh,
Robin?
yeah. Prime Day. That'd be fun.
I think we need to get this out of the way. First and foremost, you raced
Okay.
interruption free this time.
Okay, so the championship for me finished last weekend. The Assetto Corsa Competizione low fuel motorsport competition, LFM, that the thing that I'm in, and it's the third season that I was in, and it finished. And the whole idea last weekend was that I was in the mid 50s as far as the championship position was concerned, and if I had got a few more points, 10 more points is all I needed in a rerun of this race, I could have jumped up into the top 25. So I raced a few times at this track, and in the very last race of the season, there was no further chances. I had got myself into 5th, which was exactly where I needed to be, and I would have jumped up into well up into the top 25. So I'm in the race, and I do make a bit of a mistake, but then it was recoverable, and I'm gonna bring it up on the screen now and play. It's play here now. And I don't know if you can hear me moaning in a second or two here.
Real quickly, Shad is asking top 25 for LFM Race League in Assetto Corsa. Does that sum it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Silly mistake. So towards
Sim racing.
to the race.
No, go away. Please, Overseas Connection, piss off.
You're watching.
I got I'll
can't
just turn the volume down a bit. I don't know.
Please
I'm
go
gonna mute it here.
away.
I don't know if you'll hear it or not. But darn, I can hear it. Why do I want to hear it? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
The podcast is calling
Are
me.
you still angry about this, Robin?
I am, yes. So I told the guys I'm going to be a little bit late. I have to do this race. Got to try and get it fitted in. And of course, it wasn't on purpose. The guys called me on Skype on the other machine that I race on, and it was installed there, and I was logged into Skype, and as I'm driving along, if you're watching this video, you can see me. I'm in the same t-shirt actually tonight. Yeah, I was trying to peep round the Skype logo to see. I couldn't see the race, and it completely and utterly destroyed my race. Completely and utterly. But what the heck, it doesn't even matter. I had a good time, and we ended up finishing 33rd out of almost 4,000 drivers, so that's pretty good considering my second season 300th and now 33rd, and weird crap has started happening. Hello? No. Am I back? No. I'm not back. And I just killed it all. I killed it all. What have I done? What have I done? Camera, video, game. Hello? And the stream has gone. Everything has gone. Hello. Hello. Oh dear. What have I done? Ha 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 ha.
But
There. You can hear me now? You can hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay,
Yes.
I can hear you again. The stream can. See, just talk.
talk.
Yeah, we're back. Sorry, I do not know what happened there. It was Robin doing Robin things. I'm sorry, Gremlins. Yeah, so I completely fluffed it, but I finished 33rd out of a batch of almost 4,000 drivers. Absolutely great. I'm really, really pleased with that. Thank you.
You have to be. That's
yeah.
that's a lot of drivers that you finished ahead of.
Yeah, so that,
Right.
that was really good. There's a nice video on my YouTube channel, Bongos Bits, Robin Tate, about my journey through season 10 for LFM, and have a look see at it. It was fun. So what I want to show you here on the stream, and it's coming up now, are my new cars. Tell me when you can see those. And the cars should appear on your screen now if you're watching. And these cars are beautiful green. For those that are listening, they have been designed by Wheelnut Designs. They were not cheap. And these are professionally designed cars. Can you see that on the stream yet?
I do see them. I'm looking at it off my phone though. So
okay. So I'm gonna zoom in here. So the car that I'm racing this year, and I'll make it nice and big, is my McLaren, and my main sponsor is Viagra. And we have Saga, which is the tours for the over 50s. We have Ensure here. We have the Specsavers on the top wing, which is UK glasses people. We have Tenna, of course, was one of the sponsors, and some of the other cars. So we have a beautiful BMW, and it's lovely Viagra's on the door with the Viagra marks. And then we have my McLaren. We have a Ferrari, the main sponsor being Saga, Viagra, and Tenna here, which is beautiful. And of course the Porsche and the beautiful big Mercedes AMG. So the idea behind these is my car and all of the team cars. These are personalized with my personalized Northern Ireland flag and my name across the door, and all the team members will have them personalized. And then other Bongo members, they can drive any of these 5 cars in the Bongo races or in LFM free of charge, and they can have them personalized. And I've done a deal with Wheelnut that they can get them personalized for about a tenner. They can have their own flag, their name on the door, but they look absolutely fab. They look like racing cars from a distance, but when you get up close, you start to see the very weird and wonderful sponsors. I'm getting a few laughs out of those. So, and that,
as you should.
And these designs tonight, and all of the other designs, all his customers were in this invitational event to show all of this stuff off. And I think I've got quite a few Bongo Racing members in the Wheelnut thing right now, going around in all of these cars, and it looks fab. So yeah, so that's that. Bongo t-shirts are on the way. That's all the Bongo stuff really. There's a break for another week until the season 11 starts, and I am working on a big event. I have a meeting tomorrow evening with 2 other streaming guys, big streamers.
Right.
And I approached them to say, hey, would you be interested in doing this championship with the 3 communities coming together? And there's a thing here, maybe old against young, us old guys, or just the 3 sets, working in a way that we can encourage new drivers and not even older, but more experienced people together to bring the communities together. So I've got a meeting about that tomorrow night to get the ball rolling on that. You know me, I get stuck in and organize stuff, so can't help myself.
All in. I know.
Can't help myself. Thank you. Yes, it is a lovely color, isn't it? But when they're on the track, they are really bright green. They're really green, and
that's good.
And
people see you coming, they'll fear.
The idea is, there is a bit of Northern Ireland green in there, but the idea is, yes, they will always remember the car. They will always remember it. So that side of things is growing. The subscribers are coming along nicely, and it's been humbling. And the video that I did, it's about 30 minutes long. That review, it's probably the most complex video that I've done for any of these things. It took 3 days to put together, and the whole experience for me, 10 months. So it was end of September-ish when I started this, and thought, well, wouldn't it be fun to stream a few of these for a bit of a laugh? And the response that we've had, or I've had, it's not me anymore, it's we. There's a whole little admin team and everything in the background doing stuff. It has just grown exponentially. Yeah, it's going on up in the line. Yeah. And it's been humbling and fantastic.
It's been such a passion project for you, Robin.
Yeah.
And the crazy part about this is you jumped into this like both feet first.
Ha!
Like, and no hesitation, you went into the deep end. You made some mistakes here and there
Yeah.
in terms of just the different gear you bought, but you have been committed to the racing sim, so much so that this is now all you play, which is fine. That you have to have that dedication to get good, and I commend it. I love it. I love seeing your passion come forward, and it's meeting success. That's good.
Yeah. No, it's been great. In the chat, no, I am not a creator of a race game. I play a race game. But some of the people I play with are creators of that same game. The game that I play is Assetto Corsa Competizione. It's a sim racing game. You can have it on Xbox and PlayStation. It's just had a nice update. But I've moved over to play it on PC. And I'm playing it pretty seriously. So, and a nice little community of more mature, just like the theme here, more mature, or sorry, I describe it as it's a group of older, immature racers. So that's kind of where we are. Old people. And I insult them completely and utterly. I call them old, wrinkly, horrible, smelly people. And yeah.
That's some truth there.
Yeah, so when they come into the new Discord's the future. Thank you, Mark Wright. And I come in and they pop into Discord and join it, and I insult them straight away every time, every new member. And that's kind of it. Yeah. It's been good.
Right on.
It has been good.
Good.
It has been good.
Kim,
Yes,
you continue to play some Vampire Survivors, I see.
I do. It's still kind of sucks at me even with Diablo and everything else going on. As a matter of fact, last night I tried to take on Red Death. It didn't go well.
It doesn't usually go well for anybody, to be honest.
He got me. So I was on my way to get the 2 rings and the 2 arrows, and in my quest, he come and got me and killed me, and that was it. I tried because I'd revive, so I kept reviving myself, thinking I'd get a little further, and yeah, I didn't. Right. So it keeps going. Like I said, it's nice when I'm sitting on the couch and we've got Gunsmoke on the TV because apparently we're on a Gunsmoke kick, and I'm sitting there playing Vampire Survivor on my little Razer handheld, so that's nice.
And what is the highest level you've gotten?
I think it's still like 125 or something like that. So
that is crazy though. I mean, that is an accomplishment. Just getting over 100 is difficult.
Right. Yeah. So because you never know when that friggin' death is gonna come out and get you. At least I never do. I don't know if there's supposed to be a sign beforehand, but usually I'm on my way to level 90 or whatever, and here he comes out of nowhere, and I'm dead, and I'm like, darn it. So, but I enjoy it, and like I said, I enjoyed it enough. I bought the little expansion thing they had out for like $2 that added a couple more maps to it, and I bought that. And apparently, this fall they're gonna have couch co-op for Vampire Survivors, which. Whatever. I don't think Tony would be big into this, so that's probably not gonna do any good. But no, Vampire Survivors, I'm still digging it. Like I said, I still play it on the off nights when I'm not playing Diablo or something like that. It I don't know, scratches an itch or something. I don't know. Unlike Mark, who doesn't seem to get it, and I guess I understand it, but I don't know. There's just something about it.
Mark is he's not an appreciator of fine wine and 8-bit graphics.
Right?
No, Mark doesn't like much. He likes what he likes, but I mean, you take him outside that comfort zone, and he's like, I mean, even things like food,
right.
That's his biggest hang-up area. And some of it I get, but some of it I don't get. Shrimp is awesome.
Right.
No. Mushrooms.
I agree with you. Yeah. I love shrimp.
Mushrooms.
But I don't know. It's one of those games where you kind of have to think, but then again you don't, because it does all the firing and whatnot for you. All you got to do is make sure you move your little person around so he doesn't get killed.
Do you know what it reminds me of?
That. What's that?
That you don't have to do much and just sort of press one button. Do you know what this reminds me of? Crazy rich Asians. Everything I look at reminds me of Las Vegas. Anyway.
Yeah, it has a little bit of that, Robin. There's a strategy to it, but at the end of the day, the overall gameplay loop is pretty simplistic. Right. Not so simplistic. Diablo 4.
Right.
Kim, you and I both have been hammering away at this. I now have shifted very much to try to focusing in on the main story.
Right.
I have not been doing that, and I'm basically at level 41 now. And realizing they cap you at 50. So I need to start getting into the main story and finishing that up, because otherwise, I mean, the grind is going to be immense, and that actually is what I don't want to happen, and it's already starting to creep in for me.
Right.
Are you experiencing that? I mean, it does
bit.
get a little samey, especially when you're side questing so much.
Well, yeah, and you're going through the countryside, and you're killing. It seems like you're killing the same set of goatmen every time you turn around. So that kind of gets it for me. I don't know. It gets a little old. Or like you're going through a section of one map that you've pretty much already cleared out at one time or another, but when you go back, the same set of things are still there, and they're still kicking your ass.
I would very much appreciate it if the game, and it seems like it does it at times, but it's like it'll green checkmark a dungeon you've completed.
Right.
But then certain things it doesn't do that for. So like cellars, that kind of thing. You can go back to the same stupid one over and over again, and you're like, I've been here.
Right. This should
Tell
be
me
done.
I don't need to go back to this.
Yeah, right. Because if you're like me, you get to do things like that, and then you start to wonder, well, did I do this one already, or did I not do this? And you might end up doing the same one 2 or 3 times without suddenly realizing, oh wait, I've done this one before. And that gets. I mean, I guess if they throw better loot at you, then maybe that's one thing. But and it's like today, I went through this one section, and the next thing I know, here come all these skeletons climbing up out of the ground, and they put a wall around you and all that. So of course you've got all these skeletons after you. Well, I go and I clear it out, and I'm not kidding you. 2 minutes later, I happened to backstep to go somewhere else, and that same bunch of fucking skeletons in the wall popped up again. And I'm like, you know what? I ain't doing this fucking shit again. No.
Right.
Because I about died that time. So I'm like, I'm not doing it. So I ran for what it was well worth. So I don't know. I guess it's minor bitches like that, but I guess that's part of the game, and I guess that's something to get used to, I guess.
It is definitely part of the loop.
Right.
But, I mean, the game is really, really good.
Right.
So I mean, we sound like we're being negative on it. I'm absolutely loving my time with Diablo. Playing a druid has been different for me, mostly because I don't play druids. 2, this druid though also I think plays closer to a tank class than what I think traditional RPG druids are, which they're usually more the healer type.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of helped me play this class. My goal is by mid-July be done with this game. I'm easing back some of my time on it. I took a break from it. I'll talk about the game I used as my quote-unquote palate cleanser.
Right.
But I'm looking forward to finishing up the main campaign. I don't think I'm necessarily looking forward to the season, the new season, whatever that's going to be.
A lot aren't, because they're like, well, you have to make a new character, and then so there's a lot of people pissed off like that, and I'm like, well, you've kind of always had to do that, so I
don't know. We'll see. And of course, I bought the Ultimate Edition because of Mark wanting the Ultimate Edition.
Right, and then he goes and does. My question is, how far are you into the story? Because I just finished Act 2. So.
I am literally just starting Act 2. So that's where my fear now also is, what kind of incentive am I going to have for leveling up? Because within 9 levels, I'm going to be done leveling.
Right.
And I'll just play through the story, I guess. But
I think if you've got to do a dungeon or something in order to level up further. Because there's been people that have been, that have reached level 100 already. So I'm pretty sure you can go past 50. But I think there's a dungeon or something you have to do to get. Speaking of dungeons, me, you, and Mark sometime we'll have to get together so we can clear out a few of those dungeons since they're not story related. So because I missed it the last time. So
perfect weekend.
We were like,
the
Kim,
perfect weekend.
Where are you, Kim? Kim, where are you? Kim.
I was actually on my way back from Kansas City, so that's why I didn't make it. So, but we'll have to get together sometime and do that. So.
Oh, sorry, my wife just said you can use the expansion card on the Series S.
Cool.
Yay!
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right. Beyond Diablo 4, we both got in some multiplayer. You played some Call of Duty Warfare, Modern Warfare. Is it? Let me take a step back. Are you playing like DMZ? Are you playing just the traditional?
Just the traditional. Usually, actually, to be honest, if they've got Shipment 24/7 up there, usually that's what I'm playing is Shipment. Because I don't know, it's small map, it's not very long. You get in, you play your games, and you get out. So, but I mean, we've been playing a lot of deathmatch and grind and kill confirm, that sort of thing. Sometimes it's with Boomer, Here lately, I
Yeah.
think it's been with Tony, but he's been bugging me about playing with Boomer. So, Boomer,
Okay.
sometime this week, if you've got a day or two off and I've got the boy, we'll have to see about playing some Call of Duty because Tony is driving me nuts with that. So
Hey, real fast. Speaking of Boomer, we've got a number of people in the chat. Let's give.
we
a shout out.
do.
Yeah.
Alrighty. As he said, Boomer's in the chat. Let's see. Chris the Fox is in the chat. He's a new one. So howdy, Chris. And if I butcher your name, I'm sorry, but you know this is my job and that's what I do. P. Veloden. I hope that's if it's not, you can yell at me later. But anyway, welcome to the chat, you guys. Thanks for showing up and keep showing up. It's nice to have people in the chat. So
Yeah. And Robin, thank you very much for that PSA you just posted up on the.
oh,
how
I
to
know, right?
Use the storage card.
What would I
expansion.
do without you guys? I don't even know.
You'd still be wondering, Kim. You would still be
I
wondering
know,
because clearly
right?
you were not capable of searching on the internet for anything.
Actually, I did search it on the internet. That's how I found out.
We played some Halo multiplayer on Wednesday. Got into Infection. Love to see that gameplay come back for Halo. A lot of new maps also, and so I feel like this is what everybody wanted from Halo for the longest time.
Right.
Obviously, they still have some hiccups here and there, but it's still just a really good time. We do have to blame Robert for not showing up to the Snoogans, as most of you know him by his handle. He was missing, and we're like, "Where are you, dude?" You know, and he texts me, "I went to the gym with my wife." And I want to applaud that on one hand. And on the other hand, I feel like he was lying.
Well, I mean, that sounds like a Greggles excuse, to be honest.
I know.
so-
Well, that would be, if it was in the morning, that would 100% be a legitimate excuse. But I mean, you know, nighttime,
right?
because it would have been like 10 o'clock at night. So I'm like,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
How do you
You're
sleep after
pulling
that?
a late night shift for the
Right.
gym there.
Hmm.
But anyway, we did miss
Unless that's
Snoogans.
code for something.
Yeah, it might be actually. Now that I think about it.
So what is this other game you were playing?
Yeah. So Miasma Chronicles. So this was my palate cleanser. I bought this. Oh gosh, probably about a month back. I've been kind of trudging through it. It is a tactical turn-based squad game. You are playing a character and you have a couple companions. Apparently, you will get more companions as you go further.
That's what you need.
It's always what you need. It doesn't quite have the XCOM loop of there's no base building to this. It is strictly kind of your squad. So
Look
it
on the
reminds
screen
me
now.
of-
Lock requires a what is that? An expansion card? Oh, okay.
I love you guys.
Anyways, Miasma Chronicles, it looks gorgeous. It is a very pretty game. It plays like your typical XCOM tactical shooter. It
Elvis?
is a little more punishing, I feel like, than XCOM was, and not in a good way. It feels like the AI tends to cheat a little bit. They will hone in on characters that are hurt, and like everybody then starts targeting the character that's hurt, even though you might be right next to them having shot them. They will ignore you and go after the one character that's hurt to kind of whittle down your squad. That aside, it's a slow-paced game. It's one where you're playing it. You can literally put the controller down, and you don't have to fear something happening to you. Unlike Diablo 4, which when I try and pause or do something, even like leveling up,
Right.
Christ, I go to the level up screen and suddenly I'm feeling the controller vibrating. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I'm like being attacked.
Yep.
So,
Hey,
I welcome the slower pace.
have you heard about a game called 6 Days in Fallujah?
Yes.
I have heard about 6 Days in Fallujah.
Some of the guys
Has it
racing-
actually released?
Some of the racing guys were talking about it, saying it's absolutely awesome. Very, very, very realistic shooter.
I didn't know if it had
very-
released yet, to be honest.
Maybe it's only on PC. Maybe that could
Might
be
be.
it. It could
Maybe
be a
early
PC thing.
access. I don't know.
Maybe, but these guys are playing it and they're saying it's absolutely fab. So
Yeah,
and now
that
some
was
of these,
the game that kind of news side of it. This was the game that got a lot of controversy because of the actual content. they actually held back on releasing it, and I'm trying to remember why it was kind of held back. And I mean, and I think it might have been the whole Afghanistan withdrawal thing, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that was
There
so,
was some, like-
so well handled. Really good.
Yeah. Oh, But anyway, so no, 6 Days in Fallujah. If it's out, I'm very curious. I wanted to see.
Yeah, well, I
that
think
game.
some of the guys that have been playing this in that I've raced with are ex-military, so they've they're very old now. And I mean, it was probably World War II that they were in, but yeah, they think this is great.
It's kind of
They're trying to say, well, maybe play this some night. No,
Nope.
no time. Nope.
Robin
Probably let me run
cannot.
around my bunny
There's no
suit for that one.
joystick on the wheel.
No time.
That's the problem.
It's the time thing with kids and stuff and work and. So
Tell
what
me
do you
about
think?
it.
I get it. I
Anyway,
absolutely get
that's
it.
one to watch out for.
All right.
One to watch out for.
Yes. Speaking of things to watch out for, let's talk about some news.
Okay, the news.
Here is the fucking news.
Robin, the topic you wanted to talk about is back.
Hopefully, we won't be talking about it for much longer because the ruling for Microsoft and Sony and all of this stuff about the takeover is having a ruling next week. Closing arguments were made on Thursday with final filings due on Friday. So
I'm just going to cut in real quickly.
yeah.
I don't think Robin understood ABK.
Sorry, murder death kill. There hasn't been one of those in the San Angelos metro system since 2024.
Activision Blizzard King.
I know. No, I didn't know that. Come on. Do you don't want me to think on my feet? Flip me. So there was more revelations from the court case. The Last of Us 2 and Horizon Forbidden West were $200 million projects. Naughty Dog's critically acclaimed sequel cost $220 million to develop, according to Axios, while Horizon Forbidden West development cost $212 million. Other stuff that came
That
up.
was actually kind of funny because the judge actually made a reference to this reveal because this was all supposed to be confidential information, and whoever on the Sony side had taken a black Sharpie and had basically crossed it out. Well, the black Sharpie, when they put it up on screen, all of the numbers and stuff underneath came through. And so what was supposed to be confidential did not stay confidential. And so the judge made a flippant comment when they were doing their closing saying, make sure you get all of your documents in with all of your black Sharpie crossouts.
Well, I mean, confidential documents in America just seem to be fluent and everywhere. I mean, everybody seems to have confidential documents everywhere in their toilets and their drawers. You name it. I mean, it's just Americans. Celebrate the 4th of July, America. Microsoft believes the PS5 will be releasing a slimmer version this year.
Yep.
Microsoft also believes that the next gen console for Xbox and PlayStation will come in 2028.
That sounds about right. 8-year cycle.
Yeah. Microsoft has sold approximately 21 million consoles to date.
This is some of this confidential information that was supposed to be confidential. It didn't stay confidential.
And Microsoft sees cloud gaming as a complementary piece to Game Pass, but not a standalone product, and rightly so at this moment in time.
And I thought that was interesting. Just real quickly, we're going to muse on some of this stuff, but I mean, I thought that was interesting because early on, cloud gaming, cloud streaming was the thing. Obviously Stadia came out first with their cloud streaming setup, but everybody was talking about it. Microsoft was very vocal about cloud streaming, xCloud, but since then it's kind of shifted, and now they see it as really a way to download a game without, trying it before having to actually download it. And it's complementary to Game Pass as opposed to its own standalone product, which I think for the longest time, they really were kind of positioning it to be that.
Yeah.
So just interesting little nuggets.
Yeah. You remember in the boardroom when it was put to them, they thought, and then they realized that the technology just isn't quite there yet as a standalone.
No.
It was also noted that Activision regretted not putting COD on Switch, rightly so. And sadly, Elder Scrolls 6 is still 3 to 5 years away, but don't worry, they're going to re-release a new version of Skyrim So there you go.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised either. I mean,
No.
Starfield is the big focus right now. Elder Scrolls 6. I did find it funny when Phil Spencer was on Stan talking about this. They were trying to, nail him down on his exclusivity because I believe at one point he did say Elder Scrolls 6 would come to Xbox, but he didn't definitively say it would be Xbox exclusive. And so he was very much like, well, we haven't made a decision on that. However, we do know from these court cases and stuff that all of Bethesda's games moving forward are going to be exclusive to PC and Xbox. So I do not believe you're going to see a PlayStation 5 version of Elder Scrolls 6 at this point.
Do you know what? All bets are off after this court case is settled. They will not be doing each other any favors whatsoever, and Microsoft definitely will not be doing Sony any favors whatsoever. They've made that situation worse. So that's my half penny's worth. Baldur's Gate 3 studio says it may have to make compromises to get it on Xbox. Speaking to IGN, founder and creative director Sven Vink was asked why the game is coming to PC in August and PS5 in September, but still doesn't have a date on the Xbox Series X and S. According to Vink, the issues lies with the Microsoft policy that requires games to have the same gameplay features on both Xbox Series X and S. Time to dump the S. While Series S games often have a lower resolution, frame rate, or level of detail, this is considered acceptable by Microsoft given that it's less powerful than the Series X. What isn't considered acceptable, however, is the removal of modes or other features. The issue, then confirmed by the studio in February, it is that the split-screen co-op mode runs perfectly well on Xbox Series X, but is struggling to run at an acceptable level on Xbox Series S. Surely to God, that is an acceptable thing to leave out. An acceptable reason.
Actually, I would say no.
No?
Microsoft is never going to allow you to take a feature off the Series S and only have it on the Series X.
But surely people would say that'd be a reason to upgrade, to say, look, hey, the S is fantastic, but you need the extra power.
I don't think Microsoft wants that to be out there, and it will be problems for games like this. I mean, obviously.
Okay, well, the release date has been moved forward by almost a month on PC and delayed by a week on PlayStation 5.
Yeah, and you know why? It was originally supposed to come out the day Starfield launched. And so they're like, get everything out of the way. We'll move it around.
Okay. Daedalic is ending.
The creators of Gollum. Game of the Year edition.
Yeah. They're stopping all internal development after disastrous Lord of the Rings Gollum release, my precious. German publisher Daedalic Entertainment has decided to end all internal development after the troubled launch of Lords of the Rings Gollum. All internal projects, including the development of another Lord of the Rings title started in 2022, will be stopped, and the company will focus on publishing, licensing, sales, and marketing going forwards. Wouldn't it be fabulous as a mod or another version of Diablo that you just put in all of the Lord of the Rings characters? That would make a good Lord of the Rings game.
That would be interesting. This is interesting because these are the developers that made the game Styx. That you played, a goblin, and those had decent commercial success and also media success.
That's
I think they were fairly well liked.
Long time ago.
This just had to have been a disaster. Of epic proportion. The fact that they are literally like, we're done, not making games anymore. We'll publish them. We're done making them.
Okay. Well, look, you know what? There's some games moving around. If you like Pussy, don't worry, you're going to get Pussy on Xbox. Stray is coming to Xbox in August. And Scorn, which was an Xbox and PC game, is going to PS5 later this year as well. So what is old is new again, and what is new is old again? Something like that? I don't know.
Something like that.
There you go. Yeah.
Benjamin Buttons.
And that'll do it for the news. And we have some new releases.
That's your cue.
That my cue. Alrighty, your new releases. Let me get ready for this gigantically long.
This is a massive list. I cannot believe we're doing this many games.
I can't believe this is summertime, and here we are. Right? Anyway, your new releases for July 2nd through the 8th are Guilt for the PS5, Xbox S and X and S,
no guilt.
PS4, Xbox One, me neither, PC on July 6th. The Legend of Heroes Trails into Reverie for the PS5, PS4, and Switch on PC on July 7th. And those are your new releases.
Robin?
Yeah. It's just too slow to type anything rude.
Yeah.
Or even type anything correctly.
If it had been a bigger list of games, maybe, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But there was only 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. We are definitely, these are the doldrums of game releases. But, I mean, the good news is there are good games out to play.
Right.
PSA warning, if you are planning to play Final Fantasy 16 on your PS5, it may cause fires.
Oh.
No, it's just overheating the PS5s, apparently.
Surely not.
No.
Speaking of overheating, I'm going to have to upgrade this monster soon.
Yeah.
That editing that video was a real chore. I mean, it was chunking. I mean, it took 4 hours to render the video. I know it was 30 minutes long and there was lots of component parts, but I hate the thought of it. But it's $2,000. It's $2,000 probably, because you need a graphics card, and the graphics card's a big. The motherboard.
That's a big chunk of the.
Couple
expense,
$100
right?
motherboard, couple $100 for memory, couple $100 for the processor. The graphics card is the big chunk. 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 1,400, whatever. It just gets nutty. Anyway, so are you?
Well, you know what? Look, editing your OnlyFans videos is tough. I get it.
Hey, you know what? People
Gotta keep us in content.
People
I mean,
like the things that dangle after you're 50 years old. There's a whole stream there that people just want to watch. Just a cam. It's just like, you know, have you like the cat cam? I've got the ball swing cam. So yeah,
It's ball swing cam.
Yeah. Sometimes I tape it on and walk around with it, and sometimes I just point it at it and just stand there, rocking back and just like this. In fact, right now we're live on my OnlyFans page.
This podcast
right now.
goes in places you just don't think it will go sometimes.
Yep, and it's not my fault.
Okay, so you've got a holiday weekend. Are you doing some multiplayer gaming with community people?
Not at all.
Okay.
I
Not if I
am
can help
wine
it.
tasting. I'm barbecuing. I am drinking. That is those are the 3 things that will be involved in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
There may be some gaming. I'm sure there will be. I just can't commit to a specific time. And then on the 4th, we will be going to watch things explode.
Cool.
in the
Going to
sky.
France?
No, we're not going to watch France, although that is on the ticket for tonight's watching. But we'll watch our own things explode here in the U.S.
Cool.
No, we have a great the town I live in. We do a full-on fireworks show. It's awesome. We go there every year. It's 15, 20 minutes long. It's a fairly beefy fireworks show.
Brilliant.
And
Where's the beef?
it's there's nothing better than being underneath, like literally looking up over your head and seeing fireworks shooting off and going up to where you smell the gunpowder. You feel sometimes ash falling down. It is an awesome, awesome experience.
I'm going to edit that bit of video or that bit of audio there, Greg. I really am.
Yeah. Okay.
There's nothing like being underneath
My
looking
hanging
up
balls video.
and looking up.
Kim, what about you? Are you doing anything fun for the 4th of July?
Well, tomorrow night the restaurant down the road's having their big fireworks display. I think they've been doing it for like 50 some years. So we'll be doing that. And it sounds like my brothers are gonna barbecue and all that sort of thing.
Class.
So
Brilliant. Really good.
Yeah.
I may throw some tea away. That I might do.
there you go. I mean, but other than that, I've got to work tomorrow. I've got Anthony, and then I've got both he and his brother Tuesday, and then I have the next 3 days off. So
You know, the best part is we have kicked both of Robin's native countries out of our country. We kicked the UK out, and we also kicked Mexico out.
yes.
Yeah. Take that, Robin.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
So there you go. There you are. Well, I hope you have a fantastic 4th of July. So on Wednesday night, Greg will be kicking some Halo or Modern Warfare 2. But at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock UK time, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock for about an hour. See him on there. On Thursday evening, we have another community race, and it really is Mount Panorama this time. It's going to be crazy because there's a lot of big
Mount
nasty walls.
Panorama?
Mount Panorama is in Australia, and it's a fantastic track, and it has some of the best bits of road in any track in the world. But those bits of road go up a mountain, and it's very Wally. And with a lot of amateurs, it'll be a lot of pit stops. So that's $9.50. If you go on to the Bongos Bits on YouTube, and you'll get the link to the Discord servers, you're more than welcome. All levels are welcome. We bring you in, we show you around the tracks, we show you some lines, we give you a setup. So if you want to join in a set of Corsa Competizione, come along. We're a friendly own bunch, and we'll help you out.
Robin's looking to groom you.
I'm looking to groom you. Yeah. You don't have to be over 50. You don't have to. We do have some token young ones, so yeah. In fact, there's one of the communities I watched recently there, and they do some serious races. And to join the races, you have to become a member, but you have to send proof of age that you're over 50 years old. And I just think that's a bit extreme.
Wow.
That's a bit extreme. Anyway, and then
if you're wanting to join an over 50 community, I mean, come on, just let them in.
No.
What I mean.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm in them all. I mean, I look at the demographics on YouTube, and it's yeah, not many women, but yeah, but yeah, a lot of older men want to come and play with me and watch me on YouTube. It's really weird. Anyway, they're good guys.
Dick move.
Yes, that's one of my sound effects when I do something bad. Anyway, that's that.
Yes.
Any shout outs?
Well, not about Robin's Sausage Fest, but anyway, I'll shout out our shatters again. Lord is here, Boomer is here, Chris the Fox is here, and again, if I butcher your name, I'm sorry, but Pivolodin. That looks right. Anyway, thanks you guys for dropping in the chat and keeping us entertained and asking us questions and whatnot. And it has definitely been decided that Greg has bigger shoulders than I have.
Speaking of shoulders, I jacked my shoulder up at the gym. Holy crap. I don't know what I did. I was lifting, and my right shoulder, like trying to reach up for just simple things. It's like, oh, yeah, not happy.
And if you're watching us live on YouTube or after the fact, hit a like button. Hit the like.
Yeah.
And if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube thing, hit subscribe as well. We've been doing this for donkeys. We've never asked for that, but just do it. If you're watching this on YouTube now, go on right now and just hit that like, smash it. See, I'm getting good at this.
That's good, Robin. Your streaming is coming through.
Yeah. Makes us happy.
Shout out to the Cardinals. We won today.
Shout outs to my wife. Is absolutely wonderful. Thank you. My wife has been wonderful, and that's why I'm sending her away next weekend. Get rid of her. It's been a tough couple of weeks, and thank you. I want to thank everybody out there, from you guys and some people in the community that knew that the crap was going on. Thank you for reaching out, and thanks. It's easier, but it's still tough. But it's much better, and I'm feeling much better myself, and. Yeah, so just thank you for that. So that's it.
All right, excellent. I'm glad you're feeling better about yourself now to make you feel a little bit less better about yourself.
Oh dear. Yeah, well, that sound effect came through really badly. It was crap.
Yeah.
Well, what you mean?
July, baby.
I mean, the way you designed that soundboard, it was as if you designed a submarine. For goodness' sake,
I try. All right. Shout out to the two of you. Thank you very much for joining me today. This has been lovely. Yeah. It's been good. It's been fun. Decompressing. I don't know what you're doing there, Robin. But that's like old man stretching.
Shimmer guns.
Oh.
They're massive. They're so big they're out of camera.
Oh, I need this. I do need this daily, weekly fix. I can't do it daily though. Yeah, that's not happening. All right. Shout out to America. Happy birthday ahead of time. And shout out to my wife. She's awesome. Just throwing that out there.
She married
I
you,
know.
so
Everybody else knows. Yeah, she gets love. All right. Robin?
Yeah.
I love you dearly. I think we need to go now. We're done.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.